Week 5 is in the books, and we still have one undefeated manager and one manager who hasn't won anything. God bless it. Let's get right to it with Statman.
Yes, thank you, Peter. I'm back this week to give you the stats. And here is Statman's
Stat Facts.
First up, we have Brent versus George. George gets to eat a whole bucket of his own pudding as Brent shuts him down by 20 points. George couldn't have played anyone better on his team to get a different result. Pudding is pudding, and by pudding,
I mean shit.
the cornfucker improves to 9th place with a 2-3 record, while George is slightly better at 7th place with 3-2. Cup of Pudding award goes to
George.
Next up is Jed versus Sean, what we are calling the Brother Bowl. It was extremely close. Wait, no it wasn't.
Sean sucks.
Jed had the second highest point spread this week, with beating Sean by 57.7 points. If it feels better, Sean, you had the highest amount of points on the bench this week with 54 points, but you could have only used 24 of those points to better your situation and have the same outcome.
A loss.
Jed is in 4th place with a 4-1 record, while Sean is the inverse of this, second to last with 1-4.
Sean sucks.
Next up is Jay versus Dave. Dave was bested by an undefeated Jay this week by nearly 32 points. Even if Dave would have played his active players differently this week, he still would have lost by 14 points. Dave, rest assured, your team sucks no matter what. Jay is in 1st place and undefeated with 5-0 record, while Dave is down at 10th place with a 1-4.
You suck, Dave.
Alex and Todd. Alex beat Todd. No surprise. By 34 points? And no, he didn't even get a goose egg this week. He just has a shitty team. Even if he played his bench players that could have played, he would have still lost by 20 points. Alex improves to 5th place with 3-2, while no surprise, Todd is in 12th place with a 1-4. Who the fuck lost to Todd?
What the fuck?
Joe versus Alan. Joe destroyed the dogs with a total domination award and defeating Alan by 59 points. There was nothing Alan could have done differently to win this match. He still would have lost by 42 points if he would have played his bench differently. Joe is in 3rd place with a 4-1 record, while Alan slips down to 6th with 3-2. Total domination is Joe.
You suck, Alan.
Pete versus John, the Thespian Bowl. Between two bitch-ass acting members of our league. This was a heated one. Pete pulled it out.
Not like that. Not like the creeper ways.
To win the nail biter by beating John by only 3 points. Pete is in 8th place and John is 11th with 3-2 and 1-4 respectively. Nail biter award is Pete.
You suck, John.
Last matchup is Brendan versus Rob. Rob could have done nothing to win this week. Rob had 3 players on his bench that would have gave him 16 more points, but that was not enough. Rob is a league loser from last year, and that trend seems to be following him this year. Rob is in last place with
0 wins.
Rob pays the kitty $5 this week for low score. Just to recap, there was no goose eggs this week. Good job, Todd. Rob was the low score. Pete won the nail biter. Joe was total nomination winner. John won the bench award. Good job, John. George eats his own cup of pudding. Jay is the only undefeated team, and Rob is winless.
Back to you, Pete.
Thanks, Statman. Now, let's get right to the slowest 10 or so minutes in sports. My mom was douched out by my smelly punt. In what was a nail-biter in Week 5, I only beat John Loney by 3.08 points. Oh, John. Why couldn't that Raider kicker done a little bit more? God damn you, Carlson. I haven't seen nail-biting like that since 1985 in the Breakfast Club.
keep eating your hand, you're not going to be hungry for lunch.
In the battle of Joe and Allen, Joe fixed the inflation of Allen's Go Dogs and put those puppies in check. Not only did Joe score the most points in Week 5, but he won the Total Domination Award, beating the shit out of Allen. To taunt Allen and his dogs, here's our financial genius from a palatial estate in Walla Walla.
Alan, you don't have a winner's ascot, but you know what? You have all the other Georgia paraphernalia, so do you have a Georgia UGA ascot? Because it would look ugly on you. Fuck you.
Now it's time for my favorite segment.
Stat of the day, dap bap. Stat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day. Bop.
Our very own Rob is the only manager in our league to start the first 5 games in both the 2021 and 2022 seasons winless. Winless, Robert!
That makes you feel pretty dumb, doesn't it?
Rob's Joe Buck Yourself was handed his 5th straight loss by Brendan's Emmanuel Sanders Revival.
So who did I beat? Beat Rob. Well, that's not hard. He's the league pudge. We just thrust into him every single week for years now. For years. You might ask yourself, why am I driving while filming this video? That's because that's the time it takes to really give a shit about Rob's team. And Brent does it every week when he's on some kind of fucking tractor with his motherfuckers. So, yeah, there you go. Hey, Rob, go fuck yourself. And I beat you, and I will beat you again, and again, and again. So will everybody else. You suck.
Well, that brings us to another
Stat of the day, dap bap. Stat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day. Bop.
Alex's Jim Bob Cooter has scored more points than any other team this season, yet he's stifled in 5th place. Oh, Alex. Alex beat off Tark's team, managed by Todd. But Alex didn't feel his victory over Todd deserved much of a video. See?
You know, Todd, you don't even deserve a taunting. It's so easy to beat you. Victory. Fuck Canada.
Jay's array of decay is making hay without delay. His team causes much dismay within our league that's oh so great. Great. Let's just see what Jay may have to say.
So we'd like to thank Jay Babbitt for coming in tonight for the post-game presser. He's got his interpreter. So I'm going to set the mic. We're going to set the stage. Basically, we want to present a 20-year lifelong pursuit of chasing down what ultimately was almost a professional athlete. And we just asked Jay tonight to paint the picture of what that pursuit was like, fill us in, and create a story for us to remember for a lifetime.
Yeah, Dan, first of all, I want to say thanks for letting me have this opportunity. I really appreciate it. My friend Eddie Young here. Eddie and I both have a long history with Dave Melia. I mean, one of the greatest legends of Walla Walla. Guy I looked up to my whole life. You know, Dave, whoa, baby. Like, the sales legend, multi-time state champion.
You could not have said that better. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Multi-time state champion at the sales. And obviously, all the people from Walla Walla know. He grew up, went to Walla Walla Community College. Great season there. Went to the USF. Great. I honestly don't even remember.
You could not have spelled that even better. USF. You could not have spelled that better.
Dave got drafted into the big leagues. What team was he on?
You tell me. I don't know.
But I'll tell you, Dave's trajectory could not have been higher, and we all looked up to him. He was our hero. And then, I don't know, something just fell off the rails.
Do you think the Mariners could have used Dave yesterday?
I don't know. I mean, anybody could have used Dave yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, but back to Dave. We're really excited about Dave Melia. I'm really excited about just having to know him in my life. And I'll tell you what, I got to match up with him in fantasy football this week in the fuck nuts, and it was a shining moment for me just to get an opportunity to compete against Dave Melia. And I was looking forward to it. Checked my roster. I did all the things. Just a guy that's checking the boxes.
But this guy's only pissed excellence his entire life. Explain to me how it's trad envy. I mean, he was going to be a man amongst the stars. How did you chase him down?
Yeah, thanks for saying that, Dan. Because it's not one thing. You can't look at it and say.
I think they say that's a culmination.
It is. It's a culmination of a lot of hard work. So we put in the time, we do the reps, and we just get after it over and over and over again. I talk to the guys every week about this. How do you be disciplined? How do you stay focused? And most importantly, how do you stay humble? We're looking in the mirror and we're going, we're 4-0. We're 4-0. How do we get to 5-0?
You know why?
And it's not easy.
How you get to 5-0? You
How do
tell
you get
people
to 5-0?
we're King Kong in this bitch. That's what we
So-
Everybody
we
thinks
do.
setting
That's
a
what we did.
roster
Yeah.
is the flashy, sexy. It's what it's all about, but it's not.
It's not.
Right? It's not.
It's not. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I feel like I'm in church right now. I'm just listening to my pastor. And this is so important. These things have to be said. I beat the shit out of Dave this week. I beat the meat beat. I didn't just beat him a little bit. I mean, I gave him a couple pudding.
How many people can say that they beat a legend?
So here's the question we have left. Where does Jill go from here?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought Jill up because I've been worried about it. When Dave took on the Slump Buster deal, I'm like, I don't know if this is the right move or not. But Dave embraced it, and they've got a family, and they've got Griff, and they've got a cat, and they've got this old couch, and I think it works for them, and I just, especially after beating the shit out of Dave, I don't want to kick him when he's down. So I wish the best for their family.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking the time tonight.
Appreciate it. We gotta go. Hey,
Some professional cats.
we gotta go. See.
There's something of a rivalry between Brent and George. Last year, Brent's Bad Snooze Bears fed George's Two Girls One Cup its own pudding. And this is what he had to say in 2021. At least some of it.
Hey, two dicks, four guys, or whatever your name is. Hope you enjoyed that ass whooping. Yeah, enjoy that cup of shit pudding.
Brent has carried on his hate and vitriol forward to 2022, and he had this to say after feeding George another cup of pudding.
Hey, two dicks, one asshole. Just out here via tractor, live. Just sticking some seed in the ground here. Beautiful day. Sticking seed in the ground like I stuck it in your ass. Fucked you. With my corn dick or something. Yeah. But that was a great win. Finally came alive. So your team laying over, taking it right in the old fucking poop shoot. But yeah, just say you suck, and I won. So yeah, go fuck yourself.
Wow. Farmers get angry. Finally, here's another
Stat of the day, dap bap.
Week 5 saw the first ever matchup between two brothers. There hasn't been this much tension between brothers since the 2013 Super Bowl 47 when the Harbaugh brothers faced off. This commissioner is sad to report that our veteran of the league, Sean's Red Hot Jabril Peppers, followed in the footsteps of his beloved Jim Harbaugh and lost to his brother Jed. Here's Jed's McFeely Moose Knuckles taunting Sean's team. Finally, I'm making a plea to all of you fucknuts. Somebody put an end to Jay's reign. Somebody hand him his first defeat. I'm putting a bounty on him. Whoever takes him out and defeats Jay, I will award you a 6-pack of Tall Boys. Yes, free beer. All you have to do is beat Jay. Can you guys do it? George, you're up this week. It's up to you, buddy. 6-pack of Tall Boys. Please. Please beat Jay. I can't take another 3-minute video. That's it. Have a great week. Set your lineups. You probably already have, so be a good sport.